For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens.
The face of truth is open, the eyes of truth are bright, the lips of truth are ever closed, the head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward, the gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt, truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching, the voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple, all you sow you reap. The soul of truth is flaming, the heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
TD Bank hit with record $3 billion fine over drug cartel money laundering. Any lessons for us in St. Lucia? Also, the Prime Minister has inadvertently claimed that probably he's in a position to address the nation's serious crime problems. You'll hear from him during the course of our broadcast this afternoon. And we also have a commentary. We'll be hearing from a medical doctor as well. Welcome, everyone. This is the world's most monitored talk show, and that is NewsSpin. My name is Timothy Poleon. We'll be together until 2 o'clock this afternoon, and I'll be hearing from you in just a bit at 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. And Amanda King will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. So, CNN is reporting TD Bank will pay $3 billion to settle charges that it failed to properly monitor money laundering by drug cartels, regulators announced on Thursday. And the fine includes a $1.3 billion penalty that will be paid to the U.S. Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, a record fine for a bank. TD also intends to pay $1.8 billion to the U.S. Justice Department and plead guilty to resolve the U.S. government's investigation that the bank violated the Bank Secrecy Act and allowed money laundering. The U.S. Department of Justice said in a statement that TD Bank had long-term, pervasive, and systemic deficiencies in its procedures of monitoring transactions. The Wall Street Journal first reported the news late on Wednesday, and you can read further by logging on to CNN, and the headline, TD Bank hit with record $3 billion fine over drug cartel money laundering. So why is this of relevance to us in St. Lucia? And I want to talk about correspondent banking. And apart from correspondent banking, that is the entity that will be facilitating transactions on behalf of, let's say in the case of St. Lucia, financial institutions here, the banks here are known as respondent banks because they are the ones relying on the other financial institutions, international and otherwise, to facilitate transactions or complete transactions on their behalf. Now, in the case of our Citizenship by Investment program, we heard the Prime Minister, and I think it was reckless and very irresponsible of the Prime Minister to say, I don't care with those foreigners, this Alexander guy might have his legal problems overseas. I don't care about that. If he smuggles a few packs of cigarettes, like 1 or 2 packs of embassies and so on, that's nothing. According to old people, sapaguav. All I care about is, in the voice of Philippe Martinez, the money. Where is the money? That is what the Prime Minister cares about. And that is to finance his projects, including that Rockall housing development project. But the authorities in the U.S. are saying, and never mind the fact that the TD banks of this world would claim that they do all the due diligence, there are certain things that would escape them, and they would inadvertently be facilitating drug cartel money laundering processes, and they have a price to pay for that. And who is to say our financial institutions, without identifying any one of them, are sufficiently doing all the due diligence to ensure that dirty money do not enter our borders? As much as the Prime Minister would say, as long as it goes through the banking system, I don't give a damn. There are long-term repercussions if a bank like the Bank of St. Lucia is found wanting, if it follows the flippant comments that are being made by certain people in St. Lucia, that they are doing all the due diligence that is required, when we know, based on what we have just read there of the CNN website and what we read from the financial experts, it takes a lot to ensure that you are sufficiently thorough. You have the various mechanisms and systems in place so that you do not find yourself in trouble with the U.S. authorities. It takes a lot. The human resource, the financial resources that are required. And therefore, no one should make it appear simple, or our financial institutions are beyond fault. They cannot be penetrated. The systems cannot be abused. That certainly is not the case. And we hope that institutions like the Bank of St. Lucia will not be complacent and therefore rest on their laurels. So let us hear, in case you missed it, the Prime Minister in that famous exchange with DBS's Lisa Joseph on Tuesday of this week, defending his right to engage BMAX and their operations in undertaking that Rockall housing project. And for him, all it takes is the money going through the financial system. And let's forget about Mr. Alexander and the fact that he was arrested and charged, and he is currently on bail to the tune of 1.1 billion euros for, among other transgressions, smuggling of cigarettes.
Prime Minister,
Yes.
have you been briefed on the situation regarding BMAX, Clarion BMAX LLC?
Have I been briefed? Yeah, I've been briefed, yeah. I've been briefed by the minister.
Can you divulge to us what...
Let me explain to you what the minister told me. The minister said to me that one of the principals in the firm got himself arrested for smuggling cigarettes. That's what I was told. Happened in January, and there's a 6 months for him to be charged. And as far as I was told, he's not been charged. That means the case has just dropped. But before he did that, he had already given up his shares in BMAX. That's all I've been told. Well, I can tell you,
He has given up his shares?
he sold it. He said he's given up his shares in BMAX, so he's no longer involved in BMAX. The person was in question. That's what I've been told.
But he's registered here as the sole director for BMAX Caribbean.
What I was told is that the gentleman, in the meantime, has given up his shares when he got himself involved with the law. But it's 6 months, and there's been no case laid against him. That's what I've been told.
And this is enough for you to continue with the...
Yes, because what's interesting to me is the poor people who need housing, not foreign people who are involved in their issues. What's important to me is to house the people of St. Lucia. That's what's important to me. And what's important to me is when the due diligence of the money that comes has been cleared by the bank. That's all that interests me. Once the money that comes here has been cleared by the bank, Lisa. Because the money doesn't just come here, it's cleared by the bank. And once money is cleared by the bank, I am comfortable with it.
So you have no concerns that the due diligence process did not unearth anything?
That is not true. That is not true. At the time when the due diligence process was done, there was nothing, as far as my information tells me, there was nothing on the guy.
Don't forget the Prime Minister is also Minister with responsibility for national security. So to hell with anything pertaining to any kind of counterfeit cigarettes racket. And now, a commentary. And that commentary produced specifically with the Prime Minister in mind.
Dear Prime Minister, your recent comments regarding the Citizen by Investment Program and the Rock Hall Housing Project, specifically your assertion that you do not care about the source of the money as long as the banking system clears the funds, represent a perilous abdication of your responsibility as the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. This stance is not only alarmingly inappropriate, but poses significant risks to the integrity of our nation. The notion that you can dismiss the importance of thorough vetting in favor of banking approvals is fundamentally flawed. Relying solely on a banking system's due diligence is short-sighted, misguided, and quite frankly, erroneous, especially when dealing with potentially illegal entities like BMAX Caribbean Incorporated. Your confidence in this company is misplaced, sir, as it is tied to an individual, Alexander Mijailovic, who was arrested and charged in February 2024 for heading the Grand Criminal Organization of Montenegro, an organization involved in smuggling cigarettes, a crime that should raise red flags rather than justify continued collaboration. Moreover, the fact that Mijailovic was released on bail of 1.1 million euros in April should sound a screeching alarm in your due diligence apparatus. Coupled with prior accusations from the then Prime Minister Dritan Abazovic of Serbia that Mijailovic and his former partner Ranko Ljubovic led the grand smuggling group, clearly demonstrates a pattern of involvement in illicit activities. Are you genuinely prepared to stake our national credibility on a partnership with a firm steeped in controversy? Your insistence to proceed with this project without exigent scrutiny should unravel or could unravel the very fabric of our society, inviting further criminal elements into our economy and eroding the trust citizens have in their governance. As the esteemed investor Warren Buffett once said, and I quote, "Price is what you pay. Value is what you get, end of quote. In the context of leadership, sir, this quote highlights the importance of prioritizing value over short-term gains. Your current stance excuse me, on the Rock Hall housing project, which prioritizes expediency over thorough vetting, fails woefully short of this standard. It is crucial that you exercise sound judgment in your decision-making, prioritizing the well-being and integrity of our nation over fleeting benefits. Let's consider the notable failures of due diligence within banking systems that have led to catastrophic consequences. One example is the case of Deutsche Bank, which in 2016 was embroiled in a scandal involving $10 billion in suspicious trades linked to Russian clients. Despite some initial vetting, the bank faced massive fines and reputational damage when these transactions were revealed to facilitate money laundering. The fallout caused the bank to lose significant market value and trust, leading to a broader investigation that shook the financial sector internationally. Another example comes from Danske Bank, which was implicated in one of the largest money laundering scandals in European history. An estimated 200 billion euro in suspicious transactions flowed through its Estonian branch. And the failure to apply adequate due diligence led to not only penalties, but also criminal investigations that tainted Denmark's banking reputation. This situation has had long-lasting effects on the integrity of their financial institutions, prompting widespread reforms and casting doubt on their ability to safeguard against financial crimes. Furthermore, sir, the October 10th news report by CNN Business about TD Bank, which was fined a staggering $3 billion by the U.S. Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network and the U.S. Justice Department for violating the Bank Secrecy Act and enabling money laundering, serves as a grave reminder of the risk associated with relying solely on banking due diligence. This is particularly pertinent, sir, given TD Bank's involvement in correspondent banking with St. Lucia's primary bank, the Bank of St. Lucia. The fact that TD Bank's due diligence failed to prevent such egregious violations raises serious concerns about the effectiveness of banking systems in detecting and preventing illicit activities. Your rationale for moving forward with Rock Hall Housing Project, with BMAX Caribbean Incorporated, with or without the direct involvement of Alexander Mihailovich, amid serious allegations, sends a dreadful message that quick financial returns are preferable to a commitment to due diligence, transparency, and responsible governance. This, sir, places St. Lucia at risk of international scrutiny and could yield severe ramifications. The reputational damage associated with this partnership could deter legitimate investors, foster an environment of corruption, and stifle sustainable development. This is not merely about the potential socio and economic benefits of a housing project. It is about the ethical implications of aligning with a company that has been directly implicated in serious criminal activities. The consequences could reverberate throughout our economy, leading to a loss of investor confidence and a tarnished international reputation. As Prime Minister, you carry the weight of responsibility not only to your constituency, but to the entire nation. It is vital that you reconsider this course of action.
A commentary by Jamie Haynes, and this one is dedicated to or addressed to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Let's open the lines right now to take your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026, and in a moment, Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. Now, remember that the Prime Minister has his background in a serious background, and he boasts about it in finance. Thing is, some accountant, maybe economist, I don't know, but steeped in finance. So that comes with huge responsibilities pertaining to due diligence. And I could call a few names in St. Lucia, people who have that kind of background, who are very much au fait with the responsibilities pertaining to dealings in finance and ensuring that whatever dealings that you engage in, it's above board. The due diligence, the checks and balances, and just a whiff of suspicion would cause those people to recommend that you're put on the sidelines and, no kind of business transactions would be conducted with you. Your background would be scrutinized thoroughly by financial institutions, etc. Let me read to you your WhatsApp message just coming to hand. It reads there, "No wonder crime continues in St. Lucia. Once our commander-in-chief is going to accept blood money in the name of St. Lucia from persons who live on the fringe of the underworld and claim that once the bank clears the money, he has no problem with it, then we must wonder why drug dealers and the disciples are given contracts. The result being that the disciples can purchase and smuggle firearms." And it continues, "A few months ago, some of the boys and their wives had a lovely holiday in the Baltic. They partied like mad in Montenegro. Ask those individuals, was it BMAX who paid for the vacation?" 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Amanda. Let's see what's happening in the chat room.
Good afternoon to you, team. Good afternoon, news spinners. A few comments in the chat room. Someone says, "I am really upset today. Can't believe a woman's advocate is bashing Lisa Joseph. This is unacceptable. Lisa is a journalist and she has the right to question PJP, who is the Prime Minister." Another comment. "Seriously, did you just say that the PM will finally address the crime situation in St. Lucia? Well, I guess he finally found his father's police uniform and he's going to wear it and be a policeman in Lucia. Thank you, Mr. PM." Another comment. "Does he know that if it is found that the money is from illegal activity, projects can be seized?" Another comment. "Due diligence is relative. What we may expect from the CIP office as far as oversight goes may not be what we think." And another comment. "Unfortunately, the PM is not surrounded by competent individuals to guide him accordingly." That's it from me, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda King, for that update. I'm sure we'll have some more updates. And news just coming to hand, there's been another resignation at the OKEO hospital. Another medical doctor has resigned. I will not identify that person just yet. Wanted to tell you that it is a female. So the resignations are continuing at the Medical Heights, Millennium Heights Medical Complex. All right, let's see if we go through some of your WhatsApp messages. Okay, let's take a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Tim, good day.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Tim, I just want to commend Jimmy Haynes on that commentary. Well put together. Tim, you see what a reckless statement can cause? It's not even 24 hours yet since, probably just over 24 hours since the PM's statement. And look at the news, what it's now revealing about TD Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot make a reckless statement about once the money clears the bank. There are people, Tim, and we know that the people involved in organized crime, Tim, can pay a lot of money to get their transactions done. Who do they pay? They pay bank employees, bank CEOs, lawyers. Those are the people that they have on the payroll. We know it. It happens there too. So when you make
but hold on. If you say that it happens here too, where's the evidence to prove that? And you are hold on. You are former senior caller. You are former senior police officer, Mr. Chico. So you would have to point me in a particular direction, provide me the evidence. There are a couple of people involved in white collar crime, and they are currently at Bordelais Correctional Facility. That would be sufficient proof that those people have been nabbed. Those people have been involved in the kind of things that you just made reference to. But if we don't have the evidence, we can't go on an assumption, sir.
Tim, that's I am telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you. So what do you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you names on which bank?
I want you to tell me, as a former senior police officer, that you knew about it and you arrested a couple of people who were involved in such dealings. If you have never arrested any of those people through your thorough investigation, then we should not be talking about that. We should not be making such unfounded allegations, sir.
Okay, let me I'm not alleging anything. Let me just restate my what I just said.
Uh-huh.
Tim, there is a great suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Great suspicion in that the police have that there are persons within the banking sector and lawyers who are prepared to do certain things to facilitate crime and money laundering in this country. That suits you better?
Yeah, that one can pass. Suspicion.
All right. I know how to put it, Tim, for it to pass on.
Yeah, but it's suspicion.
So let's go back.
It remains suspicious.
Let's go back.
It remains suspicious. That's suspicious and questionable. All right, continue.
So just look at TD Bank, Tim. That bank has more liquid in it, I'm sure, than any bank of St. Lucia, First National Bank, all the banks in St. Lucia put together can ever have.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes, you're correct.
Right. So how do you believe that they were caught in something like that? Yeah. Tim, we have no money here, you know. There are little few people we have here. 180,000 people, they say. Probably about 150,000 people living in St. Lucia presently. They have no money. We have no money to talk about, you know. Anybody can buy this country if they're into a criminal enterprise. Those mafias can buy any small country they want, Tim, because they can get, as I told you, they can get the persons to do what they want to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
So once
that money manages to pass through the banking system, then it's okay. It's good money.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
It's good
once
money.
it passes. But Tim, let me tell you that there are persons there who don't bank the money. There are persons there, me and you know, who don't work, and they have less money in the bank.
Speak for yourself. I don't know. I don't know those people. I don't know.
You don't know that?
Mr. Former Senior Police Officer, speak for yourself. I don't know about those things. I don't know.
Okay, I know.
Right.
I know a lot of people who don't work. I've never seen them do a day's work. And the kind of property I know they have, their money ain't coming from no bank. Some of them have government contracts, not only today. They have been involved in government contracts. They have equipment. That's a fact, Tim. We cannot deny that. So their money ain't bound to come from a bank. So what's about the money that's locally available? When did it pass? Is it okay? We have porous borders, guns coming in, money not coming in. Tim, when I tell you something, Tim, I'm not asking you, I tell you a lot of things. I put it to your listeners. I'm not asking you certain things, when I'm saying them. All right? So when we make reckless statements that we cannot defend, I can make statements. My statements are not reckless. My statement is evidence-based, Tim. I am saying what I know that happening in that country. All right? I'm not a reckless person. So the fellas who have money going around and who have rental car companies or who have equipment and who have trucks, motorcycles when they want to go on lime, take a nice lime, they have a vehicle for all purpose. They don't deal with the banks, whether TD Bank or JD Bank or DD Bank. Those fellas don't deal with banks. Their money comes in nice and crisp, like salted biscuit. So that's the message I want to put. When you make reckless statements that you cannot defend, and you have an AG, you have everybody who can tell you differently, but you're not hearing a word from none of them. None of them. All the lawyers who are involved in business of this country, you're not hearing none of them. It takes me. Now, if I say legal things, you'll say I'm not a lawyer. But where are the lawyers? Where are the real lawyers? Do you have any real lawyers in St. Lucia? Tim? Where are they? Why are they not calling your program? A lucky thing one wrote to you yesterday and said certain things. At least one. There is at least one lawyer in St. Lucia. The one you got the letter from. Tim, have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. And let me see if I could go through any of your WhatsApp messages. Okay, somebody says the Theo Akim's bank accounts were made public by the same Bank of St. Lucia. And the Bank of St. Lucia employee was arrested and found guilty of stealing money from bank accounts. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says, this gentleman is hitting the nail on its head. Okay. Some more of your messages to go through. Okay, let me see there. Somebody says there, CIP should be registered with the SLUFIA for AML compliance by law, just as other reporting entities such as financial institutions, lawyers, car dealerships, jewelers, etc. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. Still to come, a focus on the island's beleaguered health sector. We'll be hearing from a medical doctor, and we'll focus on the island's worsening crime problem.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex Customer Service Office in Castries is now opened for business, but we've moved. We're now located on Daisy Avenue in Sanssouci on the ground floor of the new Carilac building. We're open weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check out our online options first. But if you do need to come in to see us, we'll be pleased to serve you with new connections, bill queries, payments, and other service requests. Lucilex Sanssouci Office. ground floor of the Carilac building. New location, same great service.
Saint Lucia, get ready for the ultimate flavor explosion at KFC. Introducing the new Bacon Melt Sandwich. That's right, the crispy, juicy KFC chicken you love, topped with melted cheese, crispy bacon, and your choice of mayo or barbecue sauce, all nestled in a soft sesame seed bun.
Your taste buds ready, come and try KFC's new Bacon Melt Sandwich is great, no lie. Crispy chicken, bacon, cheese flavor certified with mayo or barbecue, anyone you must try. For just $25, get this combo deal. Fries and a drink, it's a steal. Head to KFC, cause you don't wanna miss a Bacon Melt Sandwich, have it on your list.
Available at all KFC locations island-wide. WhatsApp 484-0400 or visit kfcslu.com for delivery and more.
For it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keep connected.
It is well known by all solution professionals and even homeowners that European-made tools are the best. Well, guess what? Europa Hardware is having a massive promotion on the Metabo brand of power tools. From impact drills to angle grinders, jigsaws to rotary hammers, sanders and hot air guns, all at unbeatable jaw-dropping prices. Don't let your tools let you down. Come to Europa and stay standing with a proud in-the-hand tool from Metabo. Call us at 452-0763 or visit us in Massat Grosine. Europa, we service what we sell.
It's Thanksgiving time. For Thanksgiving this year, Beachcomber is offering extra special pricing on most of their vehicles in stock. From Monday, October 14 to Friday, October 18, Beachcomber will be hosting all the banks and finance houses on site for their Thanksgiving open house. You will be able to negotiate your special Thanksgiving loan rates on site with the finance house of your choice. At no time this year have vehicles from Beachcomber been better priced. We urge you, if you are in the market for a vehicle or if you have even thought about it, do not miss this special opportunity. Beachcomber's Thanksgiving open house, October 14 to 18. Beachcomber, excellence in motion.
Ministre qui a responsabilité pour santé a offert un service neuf en bas programme Universal Health Coverage là. Service ça là c'est pour femmes faire test pap smear pour aider à adresser problème cancer en matrice. Service nouveau pap smear ça là plus confortable et plus facile. Nous commandé pour toute femme pour l'avantage service ça là et aller en wellness center à Camino pour apprendre plus à sous sa clinique pap smear ça là qu'a fait. Ada yon semaine seulement ou ka jwen résultat l'examen pap smear. Et si mou chwe bagay pas normal, et ben la ni cancer, ou ka traper examiner encore durant une semaine. La kay ni examination pour HPV 16 et HPV 18 qui ça en cause cancer en matrice. Si résultat test la pas normal, ou ka jwen un appointment vitement pour traitement. Et là, ou ka jwen plus information à sous maladie et guérison. Nous commandons toute femme pour prendre l'avantage service neuf sala pour adresser problème cancer. Et UHC, santé ou c'est l'antéwéno. Pour plus d'informations, téléphonez 468-5300 et bien 468-5328.
In today's fast-paced world, accurate health diagnosis is more crucial than ever. Time is vital. Are you suffering from chronic headaches, back pain, knee pain, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, sciatica, stroke, joint pain, or arthritis? No matter the pain or illness, La Clinique du Corps has the best doctors and specialists to diagnose and treat your condition. We are the only medical clinic equipped with the latest 1.5 Tesla MRI machine, the gold standard in healthcare. care. This fully GE certified MRI provides top quality, detailed images detecting any illness including tumors and cancers of the brain and spine. We also offer the ultimate in ultrasound technology. There is absolutely no need to travel overseas for these services. Exercise your right to a second opinion before any complex medical procedure. La Clinique du Corps puts you in direct contact with top medical specialists from Martinique and France, known internationally for prioritizing patients' health. Call La Clinique du Corps in Castries or Cocoville, Rodney Bay at 451-6559 and make your appointment today.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you.
What have we here?
Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
It's back! The biggest and most exciting football tournament returns. Blackheart 2024. Friday, October 25th to November 16th. 16 teams, 3 venues, unlimited superific action. On Friday, October 25th, opening night in Sulphur City Super. Blackheart Aquayal. Shune Creole Weekend. Look, something to talk about. Super Mini Stadium is the place to be. The home of the defending champions. Then on November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Grosselet comes alive for the new and improved Grosselet Mini Stadium. The action concludes with the grand finals on November 16th. Follow your team and join the excitement. Blackheart Football, the People's Tournament. Nothing better, nothing bigger, nothing sweeter. Who will be crowned 2024 champions? Remember to shoot goals, not bullets.
I also have something to say. I won't say it now about the crime in St. Lucia. I'll say it at some point, and you all may have to deal with me because I know what's happening behind the scenes. I know all that pretense about crime and who's pushing crime. I know what's happening behind the scene. What's happening behind the scene? I know. I also have something to say. I won't say it now about the crime in St. Lucia. I'll say it at some point, and you all may have to deal with me because I know what's happening behind the scenes. I know all that pretense about crime and who's pushing crime. I know what's happening behind the scene. What's happening behind the scene? I know.
So whether you support of this government or not, let's just say that you are not aligned to any political party. You're foremost a St. Lucian. To use a big word, you are dispassionate. And you're watching and listening to the Prime Minister on this broadcast right now. What are your thoughts when the Prime Minister can say that he knows what is happening with the crime situation in St. Lucia? I know what's happening behind the scenes. And yet still, quite apart from being the Prime Minister of this country, the National Security Minister, and you are not doing anything to bring this problem under some level of control. What do you make of that kind of irresponsible utterance by the St. Lucian leader. This certainly cannot be wise politics that he is playing, because obviously, as we've been hearing from the St. Lucian leader, we should not be politicizing crime. So if you know what is happening behind the scenes, Mr. Prime Minister, you're obviously in a position to deal with that problem. The acting police commissioner, I'm sure, would want to have an audience with you to hear what you have to say. You could have an audience with the Attorney General, the Home Affairs Minister, the Minister with responsibility for crime prevention to deal with this serious problem. Because you know what is happening behind the scenes and you're doing nothing about it based on the evidence. So, yesterday, just before we concluded our broadcast, there was another homicide in St. Lucia. The lifeless body of a young male was found in a gray Suzuki Swift, was parked on the Lepansi Road. And this individual has been identified as 22-year-old Randy Anthony of Latalk Road in Castries. There was yet another incident earlier that day involving a police-involved shooting incident. Man died in Bacatel Thursday following a confrontation with the police. And of course, both cases are under investigation. Amanda King, what is happening in the chat room? Anything to report on right now?
Tim, in the chat room, someone says, Tim, why you think Philip J. Pierre's so-called accounting firm never gained prominence in St. Lucia? Another comment, the Rockall housing projects are giving the Flubbos sleepless nights. In listening to this address, it's clear that no company should be trusted today with any business in St. Lucia because the circumstances online by Jimmy Haynes is very broad. Another comment, so if all money cleared by the bank is good, why is that some bank closed a minister's account? Another comment, why would so many doctors resign if our health system was functioning the way it should be? Someone says, more they see that all the lies and propaganda against Philip J. Pierre isn't working, that's giving them headaches, sorry. And someone says, where is the Minister of Health to address what's going on at OKEU? Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda King. And remember I told you earlier on that yet another medical official has resigned from the Millennium Heights Medical Complex. And somebody told me that this is the second time that the individual has tendered a resignation. She did so last year, and she decided to withdraw her resignation. One of the main issues is challenges with the board. The board is highly incompetent and attempting to dictate, micromanage professionals. It's like college graduates attempting to tell professors how to run a university. And let's see, we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon to you, caller. Okay, I think we have lost the caller, but we'll continue to try. Once again, 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Let's try again. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hey, good afternoon to you, Rick.
Tim, I listened to Officer Chico a while ago, and I really felt sad about St. Lucia, you know. I mean, sadder than normal. Because he was a police officer, high rank.
Yes.
Very high rank.
Inspector. He resigned. He retired recently.
I beg your pardon?
He retired recently at the rank of inspector.
Inspector, that's pretty high rank. And there he is on the phone assuring all of St. Lucia that there's a lot of crookedness going on and how people have money that don't go to the banks and so on. And I couldn't help recalling a famous statement that corruption in a country cannot really last or prosper without the cooperation, without bipartisan cooperation. The corrupt individual principle and those that help him with the corruption and benefit from the corruption. So, you know, you think about it when he was talking and you were rightly giving him a hard time about how he said things. That came to mind. But what also came to mind, Tim, was that we had a report, an investigation, cost the country money, it cost the country a lot of stress, cost people their livelihoods. And one of the things in that report that was publicized, widely publicized, was that who the facilitators of crime were.
Referring that to Bloom Cooper report. Oh no, not the Bloom Cooper report, but just a recent report by the Jamaicans, the Jamaican Constabulary.
Impact.
Yeah.
Constabulary, yeah. But you just mentioned the Bloom Cooper report. And Bloom Cooper says a lot about corruption and what it will do to these islands. He thought it was important enough that the 4 islands came together and set up an organization to deal with crime and corruption in particular in those islands. The Bloom Cooper report. And even as you mentioned it, I wonder how many people on your chat room. That's another thing. Our people are so young and so unfocused as well that we just move on. We just move on, and we wonder why the country is only in reverse. I wonder how many of them know what the Bloom Cooper report was about and what came out of it.
I think we're suffering from certain things there. So some of our institutions, Rick, are not effective. They are not functioning. Take, for example, we had a culture of having so many newspapers in St. Lucia. And I think you have lamented that a lot. Yes, we report in the news, but what about the commentary? This is sadly lacking in St. Lucia. In some cases in Jamaica, you have 3 or 4 newspapers. In Barbados, the same thing. In the case of St. Lucia, you hardly have, you have the Voice newspaper, but and you have the Star online, but not enough commentary on what is happening in this country.
And it's not just what we reporters write or whatever. Some of the subjects require independent views.
Yeah.
And we don't have that, and that's even, I wouldn't say more important. It is at least as important as reporting in detail account things that are happening around us and affecting our lives for the better or for the worse. But we have no such thing. I don't think he'll mind me mentioning his name, but only on Sunday I was talking to Mr. Cletus Springer. You remember, Cletus Springer?
Of course, one of the most decent Springers in St. Lucia.
Right. But I wonder how many of your younger listeners, the young lady with you there, I wonder if she knows who is Mr. Cletus Springer.
Mm-hmm.
Does she?
That is no, leave out of it, Rick. She's new.
No. All I'm doing is testing her. I'm not putting her on the spot.
It's too early, Rick. I'll step in. It's too early to test her. Let's continue.
All right.
Let the big men talk. Let the big men talk.
All right. I am prepared to tell you, and it's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
And we are to blame, not them.
Yeah.
It's very sad that people of her apparent age quite likely don't know who Cletus Springer is. A man who has done so much in this country, an iconic man. He's a writer, he's a major public servant, been involved in all kinds of things other than just his work. And he is of our, well, you're a little younger than we are, a little bit. And we ain't going to be around much longer. And as happened with the case of George, I don't want to digress too long, George Odlum and so on, all those people died. And if you were to ask young people about them, they don't know. John Compton, these are the foundations of our country, the people who established our country. George Shott, Compton, all the way down. These were the people, that is the history of the country. The country is what those people did or did not do. Now, you remember the UN scandal, Tim?
Yes, I do.
You know one of the words that came out of that's unforgettable? The sentence, I was duped.
By the late Dr. Charles Fleming.
No. I don't want to mention names right at this point.
Oh, the deceased Sir John Compton.
But Sir John admitted to the Commission of Inquiry, I was duped.
Yeah.
And that line is written in stone. Famous, not much I was misled or I was duped. And that is in relation to the UN scandal. We don't have time for, but I'm sure most people don't know anything about the UN scandal.
We used those two phrases at DBS very often. I was duped, and the other one was "do the thing for Rufus."
Exactly. But you see all of those things.
If we wanted somebody to work for us, right, in our place to work for us, we'd say, "Can you do the thing for Rufus?" And everybody understood.
Well, exactly. But we see, it's so sad. It explains why our country is in such a state. How the minute I start off, so certain people too long. Look, we're talking the same shit all the time. You know, boy, it's very, very sad. And the reason I bring this up, Tim, what I'm about to say there, I'm going to try to say it as carefully as I can, and it is probably among the more serious, more important statements I'm going to make. And it concerns the CIP matter. When Philippe Martinez did his interview, his first interview, or maybe the second, with Lisa, you may remember me saying, because the things I said are so outrageous, they're memorable. You remember me saying, who the hell is this guy that is going to call on our Prime Minister to come to see him? He has certain evidence, something, come to see him. Who the hell is he think he is?
I remember.
Remember me saying that?
Yes, I can recall, yes.
Well, time has gone by, Tim, and we had Alan Chasney, leader of the opposition, let us know that he would be going, and he went. And he came back, and a lot of us were disappointed that he didn't come up with evidence of anything. And I even, on your show, after some thought, I let him off the hook, and I said, well, he didn't promise to bring any evidence to anybody. He went to see what was there.
Yeah.
He went to see what was there, right? Remember you saying all that?
I can recall, yes.
Okay. Tim, our country is on the brink of a lot of trouble. I believe the Prime Minister, I'm being very careful with this, like all other politicians behave that way. Alan behaves that way, all of them do. They will never tell you all they know about anything. Because that's politics, and sometimes it's diplomacy, and sometimes it's in the interest of people not to tell them everything right away. Maybe they want to be more sure, but that's what politicians do. You're prepared to be generous enough on that?
But you have to do it in a manner that is respectful. Do it in a manner that you don't you don't disrespect people's intelligence.
Okay.
And you do it with a level of finesse as well.
Well, I want to say this now. I have good reason, sound reason, to say that the Prime Minister has not told us everything he knows about the CIP problem. Okay? He has not told us. But there are things that are perhaps far more important, far more ominous, that he cannot possibly know until he is confronted by the proof. He cannot know. And he may think he does not know. That whole CIP thing involves so many important people in our society and in our government. And if you, Tim, were confronted with what I have seen and heard, you would immediately recognize what I'm saying. So I'm saying right now, and I'm putting my neck on the block, there are certain things the Prime Minister cannot know. And when they were offered the opportunity to come see so-and-so, I was against the person who was making the offer. I now have changed my mind because I'm a lot wiser on the issue now. What I know, Alan Chasney does not know. And I'm telling you now, I think you ought to invite Alan Chasney on a special show to analyze the speech that Ernest Hilaire made following McLeod's trip. Remember that speech?
Yes, I can recall.
And to have Alan Chasney answer some of the things that Hilaire was saying. For example, he brought, what's the company, Galaxy over here?
Yes.
Certain arrangements were made. Who would deliver what? etc. And then they went out of office. In fact, Hillary makes reference to that and so on. But I think Alan Chasney owes it to the people of the country to take on what the things that Hillary said and give them even more information than he has given them. So, in other words, I'm calling for accountability from both sides. The Prime Minister, I think the Prime Minister should make an effort by whatever diplomatic means, any means he wants, to find out what it is I am talking about and what it is Martinez hinted at. Because it's very, very close that Martinez is likely to release publicly what he has. Same if a guy points a gun at you and you think there's no bullet in it, you might attack him.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. But we could never be sure.
But you never be sure.
You never.
So I'm saying this again. I know what I'm talking about. At least I know enough. But there's a lot more involved.
Okay.
And somehow, leave it to the Prime Minister his own way. And what I'm talking about, Alan Chasney doesn't even know it.
What would give you the impression that you know so much pertaining to the CIP saga?
Because, Tim,
and
I think
hold on, Rick. And what would make you believe that I know so much about the whole CIP issue and the Prime Minister does not know?
Okay, I will answer that. It's a very good question, Tim. I think by now, no matter, even my worst detractors will agree, I have written stories nobody else has written about. I remember Guy Ellis saying to me, but Rick, how do you keep on writing those stories and they're all exposés and still you get the information? Well, that is what I do. I have my ways and people trust me. Look how careful I am being here right now, because I could be the journalist with a big scoop and tell you everything there. Or I can issue a warning publicly to the whole country and say, I ain't got no axe. Well, I have an axe to grind in this, yes, because it is St. Lucia. And I don't know which is more important to me, being a St. Lucian or being the journalist I am. But I'm putting it out there. For what it's worth, and the Prime Minister can say, the hell with Rick, I know everything, and he thinks I don't know. I am saying to you, he cannot possibly know. Because if he knew, he would have no choice but to take some action. No choice.
And that action would include what? Causing some heads to roll?
Could be. They have no choice. If Martinez, like he has threatened, releases that information, and I'm talking about my information is that he plans to release it at the weekend. That would be a case of you don't know whether the gun is loaded or not. Okay, so I'm saying this publicly. So you can say Rick Wynn doesn't know what he's talking about. To hell with Martinez, all that. That is the choice is open. Or the Prime Minister can make his own arrangements, ask his own questions, demand certain things, and whatever it is, he should come back and tell the country what he found out. Rick Wynn is talking crap. Rick Wynn is a troublemaker. All that. He can come back. He has my full permission to do it. But the country, the CIP thing is on the cusp of being lost. A number of government people will not be the people you thought they were. And Tim, I'm talking about irrefutable. So that's all I'm going to say. That is perhaps one of the most important contributions I've made to your show. And I'm not interested in no party. I'm too old for that. To which party wins the election or doesn't win the election. I'm too old for that. Okay? So thank you very much for your time.
My advice to you now. I think what you should do, my advice to you is that you should have a special talk program, one of those Thursdays. I'm sure Junior would like that. And on this occasion, since you know so much, interview some of the players, including the leader of the opposition. I think a lot would come out of it.
I may well do that, Tim, but I've gotten so used to listening to you on your stuff that the leader of the opposition, I think you should have it's a short speech, and you have the leader of the opposition sit there with you on each line, ask him to answer that line, what he says, answer that line. The country needs to know those things. let him answer the questions about DSH. Let him answer those questions. How the Galaxy got here? What did Galaxy deliver? What did we deliver to Galaxy? Is there any chance we're going to see any of those projects you've been hearing about lately? Is there any chance they're likely to happen? Why and why not? These are great questions. So I don't know that I want to get that. In any event, this is not a matter of interviewing people when I'm talking about, I can interview Alan Chasney, or if Hilaire would come to be interviewed, although I really don't want to interview Hilaire at this point. Hilaire is an interesting story for the Prime Minister to deal with, for the Prime Minister to be sure that Hilaire is who he thinks he is, and not in privacy. The Prime Minister has to answer a lot of questions regarding Hilaire, or Hilaire can volunteer them. So be it.
Thank you so much. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that's NewsSpin. The broadcast will continue in just a bit with more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and of course some of the comments extracted from the chat room. Amanda King will be reporting in just a bit.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, teacher.
Let's head back to school.
Yay!
It's time to get the children ready to head back to school with a back-to-school loan from First National Bank. Get up to $30,000 for all your back-to-school needs. No deposit required, low interest rates, and an easy process. Visit any First National Bank location or call 455-7127 for more information. Let's head back to school with First National Bank. Terms and conditions apply. First National Bank, here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
St. Lucia, get ready for the ultimate flavor explosion at KFC. Introducing the new bacon milk sandwich. That's right, the crispy, juicy KFC chicken you love, topped with melted cheese, crispy bacon, and your choice of mayo or barbecue sauce, all nestled in a soft sesame seed bun.
Get your taste buds ready, come and try KFC's new bacon milk sandwich is great, no lie. Crispy chicken, bacon, cheese flavor certified with mayo or barbecue, anyone you must try. For just $25, get this combo deal. Fries and a drink, it's a steal. Head to KFC, cause you don't wanna miss a bacon melt sandwich, have it on your list.
Available at all KFC locations island-wide. WhatsApp 484-0400 or visit kfcslu.com for delivery and more.
It's back! The biggest and most exciting football tournament returns. Blackheart 2024. Friday, October 25th to November 16th. 16 teams, 3 venues, unlimited superific action. On Friday, October 25th, opening night in Sulphur City Super. Blackheart Aquia. Shunek all weekend. Look, something to talk about. Super Mini Stadium is the place to be. The home of the defending champions. Then on November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Grosselet comes alive for the new and improved Grosselet Mini Stadium. The action concludes with the grand finals on November 16th. Follow your team and join the excitement. Blackheart Football, the People's Tournament. Nothing better, nothing bigger, nothing sweeter. Who will be crowned for champions. Remember to shoot goals, not bullets.
It's Thanksgiving time. For Thanksgiving this year, Beachcomber is offering extra special pricing on most of their vehicles in stock. From Monday, October 14 to Friday, October 18, Beachcomber will be hosting all the banks and finance houses on site for their Thanksgiving open house. You will be able to negotiate your special Thanksgiving loan rates on site with the finance house of your choice. At no time this year have vehicles from Beachcomber been better priced. We urge you, if you are in the market for a vehicle or if you have even thought about it, do not miss this special opportunity. Beachcomber's Thanksgiving open house, October 14 to 18. Beachcomber, excellence in motion.
Stop all that smoke, fume and noise. Emissions to zero and be a hero for the environment. You can still do all your lawn mowing, brush cutting, leaf blowing, hedge trimming, even chainsawing, but with a battery-powered machine. Europa is now offering a buy one get one free on professional battery tools. When you buy the tool, we'll throw in the battery absolutely free. Yes, you heard right. You get one free battery with the purchase of any Steel professional machine.
PS la fille, PS Desord. Merci papa.
Visit Europa in Massad Grosley or call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
The government of St. Lucia, through the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs, continues to provide more for pregnant women in St. Lucia. Through maternal and child health services under universal health coverage, pregnant women will receive laboratory and ultrasound services through community wellness centers island-wide at no cost. From care during and after pregnancy, vaccinations, family planning to nutritional and mental health counseling, we are here to support you. Take advantage of our weekly services at no cost. And from 1st June 2023, the addition of laboratory and ultrasound services will ease the pressure to aid healthier and safer delivery for you and your baby. Visit your nearest wellness center to register for universal health coverage. For more information, 468-5300 or 468-5328.
In today's fast-paced world, accurate health diagnosis is more crucial than ever. Time is vital. Are you suffering from chronic headaches, back pain, knee pain, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, sciatica, stroke, joint pain, or arthritis? No matter the pain or illness, La Clinique du Corps has the best doctors and specialists to diagnose and treat your condition. We are the only medical clinic equipped with the latest 1.5 Tesla MRI machine, the gold standard in healthcare. This fully GE certified MRI provides top quality, detailed images detecting any illness including tumors and cancers of the brain and spine. We also offer the ultimate in ultrasound technology. There is absolutely no need to travel overseas for these services. Exercise your right to a second opinion before any complex medical procedure. La Clinique du Corps puts you in direct contact with top medical specialists from Martinique and France, known internationally for prioritizing patients' health. Call La Clinique du Corps in Castries or Cocoville, Rodney Bay at 451-6559 and make your appointment today.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastors Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, casting sand, and plastering sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastors Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastors Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes. just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
Still a coming focus on the island's health sector, and we all know what has been happening over several years now, okay? Because this is a problem, unfortunately, that all administrations they have been grappling with without any kind of major success, and the success has been limited. It's a case of making some gains here, and then before you know it, things have been upended to the extent that we are back to square one, to the extent that people are saying there's no medication at our hospitals. And now it has gotten worse. Medical practitioners are resigning from the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, it appears, in droves. And how do you stem the tide? How will this happen? I don't know. Concerns are being expressed about the quality of guidance that is being provided by the board of directors of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex. There's just a host of problems. Maybe that requires some kind of commission of inquiry in itself, because that is our main health institution, and definitely we cannot allow it to continue to be in disarray. It's a good time for us to have quality leadership, whether it's on the part of the Prime Minister, whether it's on the part of the board or the minister or the Prime Minister of this country. But definitely the healthcare sector is in a mess. Let us hear from well-known medical doctor, and that is Dr. Sylvia Wilson. And she is highlighting some of the concerns that are definitely affecting the healthcare sector in St. Lucia.
Healthcare is costly. Any government must invest in healthcare. That is number one.
It's one you cannot take shortcuts.
You cannot run away from it.
You cannot take shortcuts.
If you have to make your people productive, if you have to have an economy that is healthy and productive, you must invest in your health care. Now, investing in health care doesn't mean just giving a little money to a hospital because the doctors complain. That is the responsibility of any government, to ensure that your health, your education, your economy is moving, and you must invest in it. Now, OKU hospital needs money, it needs financing, it needs structures, it needs protocol, it needs medication, it needs to be up to date with other hospitals around the world. All right? So, in other words, when we have certain things, for example, if we have to have neurosurgery, we need to ensure that we can, if you have a head injury, that can happen. You can deal with that with the scientific means, the resources, the manpower, the medication, the technology. All right? If we have mass casualty accident on the highway, that we can have orthopedic surgeons, orthopedic nurses, we have the ICU, we have the medication, we have all of that. That is needed because human beings, we have the human beings, there's human beings who run the country, the human beings who are productive, and they must be healthy to be productive. So that is not a question of whether we just put things. We must have a healthcare system that is solid.
You just heard there from Dr. Sylvia Wilson speaking last evening on a roundtable organized by the opposition UWP. Let's check in with Amanda King and what is happening in the chat room.
In the chat room, someone says, What is said in the House is protected, so PJP knows why he said what he said and where. Any leader who has knowledge of who the criminals are should be questioned by law enforcement. Another comment, this statement makes you an accomplice, Mr. PM, if you know what's happening behind the scenes and not doing anything. Someone says 69 days and they're hiding it. It sticks to 62. Another comment, one thing about Rick, he will fight for St. Lucians until his last breath. He is a true St. Lucian patriot. Another comment, if St. Lucians doesn't care about their country, who will care about it for us? Another comment, Alan Chasney has addressed the matter of how Galaxy came to St. Lucia repeatedly. Someone says, I don't care what the Prime Minister cannot or should not know. The fact that he said he knows who's behind the criminal activities going on in St. Lucia, that's all we need to know. Because it's time that we bring some control to these criminal activities. And if he knows, and he said that he already told the police what he knows, yet the crimes continues at a high speed. Is there something about what the Prime Minister knows and what he said to the police that we haven't seen any improvement in the criminal situation here? Another comment, well, I can't say for certain who knows and what. I can't say for certain who knows what and how much, because those who have first-hand knowledge isn't saying anything. We need everyone to speak up. And I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Primus Pamphil, the NewsSpin team says, thank you for the well wishes. That's it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda King, for that update. WhatsApp message, somebody says the Dennery Post Office closed without any notice. We need to hear from the management of the General Post Office. What is going on with the post office at Dennery? And let's see if we have, okay, let's take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Tim, good afternoon, Tim, and your
and
your
Amanda King.
Well,
yes, good afternoon to you.
Good
Amanda
afternoon,
King,
caller.
sorry, my friend. Yeah. You remember one time you said about like you played a clip of the Prime Minister and you said you give your thoughts. But to me, my thoughts is, I want to big up the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he's saying that, because he's a real character. You know what I mean? That is why I want, big him up. Cause, he should be called an acting Prime Minister. The man has given us no real substance into the real issues affecting the country. And he out there, he's still enjoying the glamour, and while we out there stressing out these issues, he's really having a ball. So it's like drama and show business for him. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? And yeah. So I'll put him among entertainers like Natty Conqueror and Diana King. These are people who've been entertaining us for a while now. And watching him is like watching and listening to him is like, the drama, like it's still, listening to him, it's like the same. It's like, what's next? So, the man don't know. In a clip I see, he said he don't know how Galaxy came up, right?
Yeah.
But you as the Prime Minister on the CIP, I mean, you in business with them, so what, are you negligent or you incompetent? You know what I mean? Because you're the Prime Minister. So I will ask, are you negligent or you incompetent? Yeah, man. And then my last point is, he should be an acting Prime Minister, man. Not no Prime Minister, acting Prime Minister, And then it's like he's a reflection of the people, Yeah, man. I'll give him. I'll big him up, man. Give him the slack, Give him the slack, because it don't make sense, give him the slack, because the more you oppose the man, is the more the man dance on the stage. So it's better we just give him the slack. Let him go. Some people say they give the slack so you could hang yourself. But the more we oppose him, is like the more the man create drama. That's my point for today.
Okay.
And I appreciate. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for allowing me to.
Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. So, according to the caller, I'm just reporting. According to the caller, the Prime Minister is in good company, in the company of Diana Charles and Natty Conqueror. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Now, there's an activity that's coming up on Sunday, coinciding with the observance of World Food Day, and I will be establishing contact with one of the organizers. I'm calling him right now, and he's hoping that we'll be able to have a discussion. Good afternoon to you, sir. Mr. Philip Sidney, how are you?
I'm fine, tired, but I'm getting there.
I understand. As a great organizer and coordinator of such events, I'm sure that you would be very jaded, tired at this point in time. It's understandable. Mr. Philip Sidney, there's an activity coming up on Sunday coinciding with the observance of World Food Day. What is it all about, sir?
Okay, Tim, as you are aware, you just said, October 16th is recognized and we celebrate World Food Day around the world. And the theme for 2024 is Right to Foods for a Better Life and a Better Future. And it's that the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development is also commemorating that day. We are doing so with our strategy, which is our food and nutrition security strategy. And that is to, by extension, to lower our food import bill, and of course to become self-sufficient, to feed ourselves, and of course to improve livelihoods in the rural area. We have done so before, where we have had a number of festivals to commemorate World Food Day. We have had mango, banana, coconut, cassava, cocoa festivals. And with that, we have encouraged rural women particularly to get into agro-processing to increase their livelihoods in the rural areas. This year, we are having what we call an international food fair. We began with looking at a meat festival, but then we realized that we have many nationalities living on island, British, Cuban, French, and the likes. And we wanted them to come in and to collaborate with us in the ministry. So we called it an international food fair, using our local meats and, of course, our seafoods. All right? Like I said, we have a number of other nationalities in St. Lucia, British, Cubans, Guyanese, Trinidadians, Taiwanese, Vences. And we also included, of course, our local chefs involved and the schools. Locally, I could tell you we have a number of persons within the January area. That's where we have in the activity. We have No Good, we have Pizza, Popot. We have a number of people, we have given them a chance to participate. And the activity is going to be held at the IRDC grounds in Lakai January. For those of you who don't know the IRDC, that's where farmers come in with their bananas for selection for export. And we are starting at 11 a.m. and we are ending at 7 p.m. The whole idea is we are hoping to have all the various nationalities to display their country's cuisine and also to sell and sample on that day. There are non-food booths or side attractions. The agro-processors are going to be there. Vels wine, looking at breadfruit flour, sea moss, soaps, and locally made. So we want to keep people here. So we have a kids zone because it's a family day. We have live performances. We are starting off with a gospel segment with special blend. We also have a solo group, More Fire, Impulse. We have a folk band. We have Papa Veda, Kuya. We have Uli Tete, we have Black Boy, Hollywood HP, and of course, headliner DYP. So it's going to be an exciting day for us and for everybody around the island. We're hoping that they will participate.
My understanding is that you're also catering for the kids, the children?
Yes, we have a kids zone, and so the kids can be there with the bunks and castles, while the parents are enjoying themselves. They too can not be idle, but also to enjoy themselves. And there are going to be goodies available for them to purchase and participate.
Okay, so that's the International Food Fair this Sunday, the Sea Grounds in Lakai Denery from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Definitely.
Right?
And I hope you'll be there, Tim. You always tell me you're coming, you're not coming. I'm hoping to see you there.
I will endeavor to be there this time, okay?
Everything on me, food and drinks.
Okay, Mr.
And
Okay.
I just want to tell you, we have 3 solid bars,
Mhm.
and we have Big Mama, we have 2 other bars, and of course, you know Big Mama already, so she's well stocked.
Yes. Okay, Philip, all the best. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You just heard there from Mr. Philip Sidney, coordinator of the International Food Fair scheduled for this Sunday at the IRDC grounds, Lakai Denery, from 11 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock in the evening. So, we're getting all set to wind down our program. Question of the day: what should be the opposition's next move? What should be the opposition's next move? And we hear from the leader of the opposition, Mr. Alan Chastney, who appeared on this broadcast yesterday.
We've called an emergency meeting of our national executive for next week to determine now how do we now escalate our advocacy and our pressure. So is it picketing? Is it sick outs? Is it protest? What is it going to be? Because right now, this government is not following the rule of law. The institutions that we have, the special prosecutor, what is that? Does he have an office? Does he have staff? What is he working on? Or was that just a facade to say, hey, we have a special prosecutor and somehow we're going to live in hope? It's been 1 year. There's nothing going on there, Tim. This is all an embarrassment. This is an insult to the intelligence of the people of St. Lucia. And as I said to you, it is clear that our country has reached a point of collapsing. And I'm hoping that more and more people are realizing that and are now accepting that we need to bring our advocacy, our pressure, to a different level. And we know, remember, I remember it so clearly that I said when we're in Parliament, 2 people against 15 people, or some people say 17, that I said to the government, you can say what you want to say in here. My job is to come at least make sure our voice is being heard. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's the people's parliament that's going to matter most. And it's come to that, where the people now need to rescue their own country. The people need to uphold democracy. We need to show that democracy means something to us and it's worth fighting for. And I'm not talking about fighting in terms of going on the street in war. And even when I talk about war, it's about an attitude, all right, of saying that we're not going to be denied. And right now, that is the kind of agitation I think that's required. I want to make sure that our party makes a very impactful decision collectively together, and that we're going to start using the resources of the party to mobilize people to start now letting this government know that people are not prepared to stand for this anymore, and we're willing to take to the streets.
You just heard there from the leader of the parliamentary opposition speaking during an appearance on NewsSpin yesterday. Finally, our NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads: Martinique's airport shuts down as violent protesters overrun tarmac and try to break in. Martinique's airport shuts down as violent protesters overrun tarmac and try to break in. Our NewsSpin news of the day. That's the broadcast for today and this week. This has been another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, NewsSpin. My name is Timothy Poleon. Have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend, and we'll be back, God willing, on Monday afternoon at 12:30. Goodbye.